Hi guys, so I have my Bible right here and I want to read to you guys two really encouraging verses, and both of them are found in Romans chapter 8. The first one is Romans chapter 8 verse 28, and it says, "We know that all things work together for the good of those who love God, who are called according to his purpose." Now that is a really popular and famous verse, and I'm sure most of you guys know it. It is one of my favorite verses. And then the second one that I want to read to you guys is Romans chapter 8, verse 35. And it says, "Who can separate us from the love of Christ? Can affliction or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or danger or sword?" But then it goes on to tell us in Romans 8:38 that nothing can separate us from the love of God. But what I wanted to talk about in this video, and the reason why I mentioned those verses, is just because they're like really encouraging verses for what I'm about to talk about. I feel like oftentimes as Christians, or just in general, we often get stuck in that trap or that mindset that if only our circumstances would change or if they would be better, then our life would be better. Maybe you're somebody who's thinking, maybe if I get a new job, or maybe if I get a new house, or maybe if I move away, or maybe if I just had better friends, then I would be happy and my life would be so much better. But I've learned that oftentimes God is trying to change us before he will change our circumstances. And sometimes we just get so selfish and we only think about ourselves, and we think, if only my circumstances would change. But God is trying to tell you that he wants you to change. He wants your attitude to change before he will change your circumstances. So if you're somebody who is watching this video and you have that "if only my circumstances would change" attitude, it is time to turn your thoughts around. Don't allow negative thoughts or negative thinking to direct your attitude, or don't let it affect how you treat other people. Instead, thank God for what he has planned for you and for your life, and just know that he works all things out for the good of those who love him, who are called according to his purpose. See, that's why I read that verse in the very beginning, because it has to do with what I'm talking about. We need to change our mindset and just know that God has everything worked out for us and for our lives. And we have to know that nothing is ever going to separate us from God's love. And this also brings me back to Philippians chapter 4, verses 10 through 14, where it talks about being content in what we have, no matter what our circumstances are, whether we are well fed or hungry, whether we are in abundance or in need, whether we have a lot or whether we have a little bit. If we truly focus on what we have rather than what we don't have, then God is going to bless us and he's going to multiply us, and he's going to lead us forward into the plans that he has for us in our future.